Hello, good morning everyone. Okay, I hope all of you are fine. Okay, so today, as you all know, it's September 15th, and I'd like to wish you all a very happy Engineers Day on this great occasion. And you know that Bharat Ratna Sir MV belongs to our own state, and you all should be really proud of it. And as you know, he is a great civil engineer and he has done remarkable works, especially in the field of the uh, water resources engineering. Okay, so anyway, so to begin with, so in the previous class, we have had an introduction about this municipal and industrial wastewater engineering and some of the terms associated with the municipal and industrial waste and the syllabus outline, the course objectives and outcomes. Okay, and we have gone through some of the basic definitions which are used in this subject. Okay, like just to have a quick review. So sullage and sewage and stormwater, so you should be know the difference between all these terms. Okay, so sullage is the wastewater which gets its discharge from bathrooms, kitchens, wash basins, etc. Remember, it will not include any human and animal waste. Okay, so sewage is a dilute mixture of wastes of various types of residential, public and industrial places. It also includes the sewage water and foul discharge from the water closets, urinals, hospital waste, etc. Okay, storm water is nothing but the rainwater which falls on the surface. Okay, and that has to be carried out using the stormwater sewers for its disposal. Okay, it will not contain any foul matter unless it gets mixed with the sewage. Okay, and the another term is called as the sanitary sewage. Okay, so it is the sewage obtained from the residential buildings and industrial effluents, industrial establishments, and it is extremely foul and it should be carried through underground sewage conduits only. Okay, like I told you, the sewage or industrial wastewater is categorized based on the parameters or the organic load, how much load or pollutants it contains. It contains various physical, chemical and biological impurities. Okay, so based on that, the sewage has to be handled and treated carefully by following the norms of the pollution control boards. Okay, domestic sewage is concerned with the wastewater or sewage which is obtained from the domestic purposes or domestic individual houses. Okay, so it contains the wastewater basically from the laboratory basins, urinals, water closets of houses and institutions. So, and it is highly foul due to the presence of night soil and urine. Okay, so night soil is nothing but the human waste. Okay, so that technically it is called as night soil. Okay, so as soon as it starts decomposing or putrefying, it gives very bad odor and it will be very offensive, and it may contain the large amount of the bacteria and viruses, and especially if this waste is discharged from the patients, then it will be really challenging and difficult to treat this effectively. As you all know, nowadays we are living in this world of COVID-19, so it is very essential to treat the wastewater effectively. And from the studies recently, it has also been said that the COVID-19 virus also is found in the municipal sewers, that is the waste which gets discharged from the patients or hospitals. It is also containing the this COVID-19 virus. So it is really a big concern for the whole world to effectively take care and to propose the treatment technologies, so which will effectively kill this virus to prevent the transmission of the diseases. Okay, not only COVID-19, human waste will have millions and millions of bacteria and cells, cysts, etc., which has to be treated, which has to be killed effectively in order to prevent the spread of the communicable diseases. Like we have studied various types of diseases while studying the water treatment engineering, like protozoa, helminths, different diseases which are caused by different microorganisms. So unless we remove it from the water or as well as from the wastewater, it is very difficult to maintain the hygiene in the environment, and also for the well-being of the people of a particular city or a country as a whole. Okay, then coming to the terms called as the industrial sewage. Okay, so industrial sewage is nothing but the wastewater coming from the industries and commercial areas. Okay, so this industrial wastewater is specific to specific industries, like usually the most common industries are the sugar industries, distilleries, then leather industries, tanning industries, cotton and textile industries. So this industrial wastewater depends on the processes which are being done in the any kind of particular industry. Okay, depending upon the processes and the nature of raw materials and the nature of water which is used in this industries, the organic load and the parameters, it differs from one industry to another industry. But chemically and biologically, this industrial sewage or industrial wastewater is toxic, and also qualitatively and quantitatively. Quantitatively it may be less, but with regard to quality, it has a very high organic load in comparison with the municipal wastewater. Okay, then sewers are underground pipes which carry the sewage to the point of disposal. And sewers are the underground pipes which carry the sewage to the point of disposal. Okay, as you know, in the water treatment we have studied the different types of pipelines and pipe material, like cast iron pipes, PVC pipes, then plastic pipes, then HDP pipes, high density polyethylene pipes. Okay, so depending upon the nature of the liquid which pipes carry, they are named differently. Okay, here sewers refers to the underground pipes which carries the sewage, okay, or industrial waste water. If it carries, then it is called as the industrial sewers or simply sewers. Okay, so sewerage system means the entire system of collecting, carrying and disposal of sewage through the sewers is known as sewerage. Okay, so there is a particular system of the sewerage. It is called as the sewerage system, which means that when you discharge the wastewater through your individual house or an industry, so it has to go through different systems of pipes and its appurtenances. Okay, so the entire system refers to the sewerage system. Okay, so which may include the different appurtenances like the sewers, manholes, catch basins, street inlets, then oil and gas traps. Okay, so all these things collectively called as the sewerage system form the appurtenances along with the sewers from the point of generation to the point of its ultimate disposal. We call those units along with the sewers as sewerage system. Okay, then these terms called as dry weather flow and wet weather flow. Okay, so dry weather flow refers to the domestic sewage and industrial sewage collectively is called as dry weather flow. Okay, so it does not contain storm water. Okay, it indicates the normal flow during the dry season of a year. Okay, basically while designing the sewers we include these terms called as dry weather flow and wet weather flow. Here dry weather flow refers to the the only domestic sewage and industrial sewage, excluding the storm water or rainwater. So remember here, so dry weather flow means the flow during the dry period of a season. Okay, it will not contain any storm water flow or rainwater flow into account. Okay, so this factor has to be considered and to while designing the sewers. Okay, so that is called as dry weather flow. And bacteria, as you know, so there are various n number of bacteria and viruses, protozoans and all. Okay, so bacteria are the macroscopic organisms which are not visible to our naked eyes. Okay, so based on the oxygen requirement, they are basically classified as aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria and facultative bacteria. So aerobic bacteria means the bacteria which require oxygen and light for their survival. Okay, so that is these bacteria will survive in presence of air. Anaerobic bacteria means they do not require any air. Okay, so they can survive in the anaerobic conditions also. Facultative bacteria means, so they are like kind of neutral bacteria, so where they can exist in presence or absence of oxygen. Okay, so they grow more in absence of air. Okay? So there are three types of bacterial species here. Okay, then we have something called as invert. Okay, so invert is called as the lowest point of the interior of the sewer at any cross section. That is, if you take a sewer pipe, okay, the lowest portion of the interior of the sewer is called as the invert, or the level of the invert is called as invert level. Okay, so this is required while laying of the sewers. Okay, so depending upon the invert level of the sewer, so we will lay the sewer with respect to the designed gradient. Okay, so next we have something called as sludge. Okay, sludge is nothing but the organic matter which is deposited in the sedimentation tank during treatment. Okay, like sewage contains water along with the solid particles. Okay, around 99% of the sewage contains the water and 1% the wastewater contains the solids. Okay, as you remove water by using different processes of treatment, the remaining portion which gets remained in sedimentation tank, or which gets settled in the grit chambers, in primary sedimentation tanks, in secondary sedimentation tanks, that organic matter is called as the sludge. Okay, so it may be organic, it may be inorganic. Okay, so whichever which is solid, which is settled at the bottom, it is called as sludge. Okay, so usually more organic matter is present in the sludge, okay, compared to inorganic matter. Then coming to different types of the sewers. Okay, so sewers according to the place of use is classified as the different types of sewers. One is called as the main sewer, second one branch or sub main sewer, third one lateral sewer and combined sewer, depressed sewer, intercepting sewer, outfall sewer, trunk sewer, relief or overflow sewer. Okay, so now let us see one by one what are these types of the sewers. Okay, so main sewer is the one which obtains its discharge from a few branch or sub main sewers, then it is called as the main sewer. Okay, so branch or sub main sewer means the sewer which obtains its discharge from a few laterals and delivers it to a main sewer, that is called as branch or sub main sewer. Okay, lateral sewer means which obtains its discharge directly from buildings is known as lateral sewer. That means the sewer which from your house which connects to the municipal sewer or municipal appurtenances is called as the lateral sewer. Then we have something called as combined sewer. Okay, so there are different three types of the sewerage systems, so separate, combined. Okay, we will talk about it later. So as of now you just understand that the sewage which carries the sewage water and also the storm water is known as combined sewer. Okay, so that means the dry weather flow and wet weather flow together. Then we have something called as depressed sewer. Okay, so sometimes people also gets depressed, so sewer is also depressed. Okay, so it is not the other way. On a lighter note, I just told you the depressed sewer is the one, so when we have any obstructions that time we call it as a depressed sewer. Okay, so the sewer is constructed lower than the adjacent sections to remove the obstruction. Okay, so that is called as depressed sewer. That means you may have a railway track or any obstruction in the midway or any important structure. So in that case we will have to take a sewer with a depressed way, and we have to connect it back again to the next level of the sewer. In that case, that is called as the depressed sewer. Okay, then we have something called as intercepting sewer. Okay, so the sewer which obtains the discharge from a number of main or outfall sewer and carries the same to the point of treatment and disposal is termed as intercepting sewer. Okay, then we have outfall sewer. The length of main or trunk sewer between the connection of the lowest branch and final point of disposal is termed as outfall sewer. Okay, so generally this outfall sewer is located on the last end of the treatment processes. That means, so when you have a treatment plant, after the treatment we have to discharge this sewer into the river or onto the land. That last portion of the sewer we call it as outfall sewer. Okay, then we have trunk sewer. It is nothing but the sewer which obtains its discharge from two or more main sewer is known as trunk sewer. Okay, so relatively it is bigger because it receives the discharge from two or more main sewers. Okay, so relief or overflow sewer. The sewer which carries the excess discharge from an existing sewer is known as relief or overflow sewer. Okay, so sometimes the sewerage system is designed for a particular capacity. So what happens during the excessive rainfall, or sometimes due to the excessive flow from any particular incidents or accidents, or for some reason the sewer may overflow. Okay, in that case we may have to have some overflow sewer or relief sewer which carries the excessive discharge in order to prevent the problems in the sewerage system. Okay, so in this diagram you can see the different types of sewer so that you can understand it better. Okay, as you can see there are different houses here. Okay, so the individual sewer which connects from the house to the sewerage system, so that sewer we call it as house sewer, or it is called as the lateral. Okay, from your house sewerage system we have to connect through a trap, intercepting trap, to this sewerage system. So this sewer is called as the lateral. Okay, the sewer which connects the house sewer to the sewerage system is called as the lateral. As you can see, this many lateral, okay, will discharge its sewer to the submain sewer. Okay, so these are the different laterals which are getting its discharge into the submain sewer. Okay, these submain sewer again discharge into the main sewer or the trunk main sewer. Here you can see another submain sewer is running from a different locality or the opposite side of the area of this lane. Okay, so ultimately all this submain sewer or main sewer again it gets its discharge into this outfall sewer. Okay, so here you may have a treatment plant, or in some case if you don't have a treatment plant, okay, the last or ultimate point of the sewer disposal, sewage disposal is discharged into this outfall sewer. Okay, so I hope you have understood by this diagram the difference between lateral, submain, and main sewer and outfall sewer. Okay, so you should you can see here, if you observe closely, the size from lateral sewer to outfall sewer goes on increases. Okay, so that is the important observation here which you should make. It is for the obvious reason that, okay, so many laterals will feed its sewer into the submain. So similarly many submain will again discharge its sewer into the main sewer. That's why the size is relatively bigger, and these many again main sewer from different areas or localities will discharge into the outfall sewer. Okay, so that is how the size goes on increases from the lateral to the outfall sewer. Okay, and you should know the difference between the private and public sewer lines. Okay, so this is the property line, okay, and this is the individual house. Okay, so this is the private sewer line. That means all these plumbing and other accessories which are required for your house, so it has to be maintained by the house of this the owner of this house. Okay, and the plumber will do and design according to the number of laboratories, bathrooms, kitchens. He will provide different kinds of traps and other plumbing accessories, and he will allow your wastewater to flow into your this sewer of a different diameter sizes of pipes, and it will discharge ultimately to the city sewer. Okay, so this is called as the property line. So within this line, whatever the appurtenances is arranged or made, so this is made by the house owner. Okay, so depending upon his requirement, his capacity, so he can install the pipelines and whatever the cleaning devices and all, and this part is maintained by the municipality or local corporation. So from here the city street or city sewer main line will come into picture. Here from here again the line goes on into as the sub main, branch, main, and ultimately it will go to the sewage treatment plant. Okay, so whatever the planning and arrangement has to be made beyond this property line, it is at the owners or house owners thing, so that he can plan it accordingly. Okay, then difference between water supply and sewerage system. Okay, so once it has been asked in VTU exam that what is the difference between water supply and sewerage system. Okay, so water lines here are used in water distribution system to residential and commercial buildings from reservoir to large water storage, whereas sewer lines are the drainage pipes which connect your home to sewage treatment plant. Okay, and coming to the next difference, since water flows in these pipes, so clogging problem does not occur in them, but because water flows with high pressure, so leakages are common in water supply lines. So whereas in sewerage system, along with the water you also have some mud and other particles, so it may clog your pipelines. Okay, then they use machine to produce pressure and vacuum to remove blockages. That means we may have to frequently monitor the sewerage sewers for the possible blockages and other things which damages the sewerage system. Okay, so here a water line can run level and runs under pressure in the water supply network with pressure relief valves. So whereas a sewer line runs at a slope because the sewerage has to flow from manhole to a treatment plant or to an outfall depending upon the mode of the disposal of the sewage. So that is the major difference, whereas in between water supply and sewerage lines. So in sewerage systems you can find the manholes. Okay, whereas in water supply lines you don't find any such manholes. Okay, but whereas you find different types of wall to maintain the pressure in the system. Okay, a water line is a supply line that carries the potable water. Okay, that means which is fit for drinking under pressure to a terminus such as kitchen, tap, bathtub, shower or lavatory. Okay, sewer lines are the return lines. Okay, so it is called as return lines because the water upon its usage we have to discharge that water, that is wastewater, so that water is called as, that's why it is called as the return lines. Okay, so the return lines runs through gravity flow and back to either the natural environment or a treatment plant. Okay, so nowadays every cities are going for or planning for the water wastewater treatment plant, whereas for the smaller communities in in most part of the rural India and all, so we don't have any water wastewater treatment facilities, maybe due to the less discharge or maybe due to the some shortage of funds, etc. But nowadays it has become necessary to treat the wastewater. Okay, so water lines get smaller as they get closer to the point of delivery. Here waste lines get bigger as they get close to their point of delivery. Okay, so this is the reverse of the water supply lines. As you have noticed in the earlier slides, the sewer sizes goes on increase in its size when it moves from laterals to the outfall sewer. Okay, so water lines are routed into neighborhoods at a higher elevation underground than the wastewater lines, whereas the wastewater lines always run below the water line so as to prevent contamination of water during leakages. Okay, so this is for the obvious reason that whenever you lay the pipelines, underground pipelines, the waste lines should run below and water supply lines should run above. Okay, so to prevent the contamination. That is, even if some leakage happens from the wastewater pipes or sewage, it should not contaminate the water supply lines. Okay, and that is all. Okay, we have learned some basic definitions regarding to the water supply and wastewater lines. Okay, so now this is the trend here, that is recycling wastewater is a recent trend these days. Okay, so unless recycling, it is very difficult to survive in future times, because as you know, the water resources are getting scarce day by day. Okay, so we have learned so many parameters. Okay, so let us have a small video clip. Okay, so that you'll come to know how this wastewater is treated from your is taken out from your individual house to ultimately to the points of its disposal. Okay, so our routine daily activities includes this usual toilet flushing and bathing and all. So this is an illustrative of this sewage treatment and disposal. As you can see, the wastewater is discharged, and you can see this is a gravity sieve which collects the wastewater from individual houses here. Okay, and this is how it is it gets collected from the individual houses, and this is called as the lift station. Okay, from where it is lifted. And this is a SCADA operated plant. Okay, that means it is giving signals to